It's August the 8th. Let's read the Bible. Friends, welcome back to this year-long journey. We hopped on the Bible bus in January the 1st, and the Bible bus has been motoring down the road. And today, on August the 8th, we come to Job 16, 17, and 18, God willing, from Genesis to Revelation in just 1 year. Thank you so much for joining us. I mentioned yesterday that one way you could help us is by recommending this series to other people. Well, my buddy Chris is a long-haul trucker, drives the big trucks all across America, and he put this is what he did on social media. He just posted one of the videos, and then he gave a little introduction to it this way. He said, listen to and read through the Bible in a year with Pastor Ray. He started on January 1, so you can listen to previous broadcasts if you would like. I listen while I am driving my truck. I really enjoy it. Hey, Chris, thank you so much for those kind words. And friends, you could do that. You could make that kind of recommendation on social media, and some of your friends would join us. That's how hundreds and thousands of people have hopped on the Bible bus with us. And as Chris said, it doesn't matter if you're starting today. We've got everything up through today is archived. It's on Rumble, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, and the easiest way to find any of the previous broadcasts or videos is to go to keepbelieving.com. Now, just a reminder that the major part of the book of Job is the debate section. There are 3 rounds of debate between Job and his 3 friends, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar. We've already gone through the first round of debates, and you say, well, who won? I think Job held his own very well, but it's not a normal debate because Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, they are convinced that Job is suffering this enormous tragedy because of his particular personal sin. Job doesn't deny the fact of sin in the world. He doesn't deny the fact that sin brings suffering. He is simply saying he is not guilty of any particular sin that has caused this catastrophe to come to him. So we're through with round 1. And yesterday, we started round number 2 in Job 15. Eliphaz gave his first speech. Now we're going to get in Job 16 and 17, Job's reply to Eliphaz. And then we're going to get Bildad's second speech in chapter 18. So let's just pay attention and say, Lord, open our eyes, open our ears, open our hearts to hear your word as we read it together. Then Job answered, I've heard many things like these. You are all miserable comforters. Is there no end to your empty words? What provokes you that you continue testifying? If you were in my place, I could also talk like you. I could string words together against you and shake my head at you. Instead, I would encourage you with my mouth, and the consolation from my lips would bring relief. If I speak, my suffering is not relieved. If I hold back, does any of it leave me? Surely he has now exhausted me. You have devastated my entire family. You have shriveled me up. It has become a witness. My frailty rises up against me and testifies to my face. His anger tears at me, and he harasses me. He gnashes his teeth at me. My enemy pierces me with his eyes. They open their mouths against me and strike my cheeks with contempt. They join themselves together against me. God hands me over to the unjust. He throws me to the wicked. I was at ease, but he shattered me. He seized me by the scruff of the neck and smashed me to pieces. He set me up as his target. His archers surround me. He pierces my kidneys without mercy and pours my bile on the ground. He breaks through my defenses again and again. He charges at me like a warrior. I have sewn sackcloth over my skin. I have buried my strength in the dust. My face has grown red with weeping, and darkness covers my eyes. Although my hands are free from violence and my prayer is pure. Earth, do not cover my blood. May my cry for help find no resting place. Even now my witness is in heaven, and my advocate is in the heights. My friends scoff at me as I weep before God. I wish that someone might argue for a man with God, just as anyone would for a friend. Now, I just pause there to say that verse 21 that comes to the heart of the matter. I wish that someone might argue for a man with God, just as anyone would for a friend. for only a few years will pass before I go the way of no return. Job knows in his brokenness, his days are numbered, and he feels the end is near. Job 17, my spirit is broken, my days are extinguished, a graveyard awaits me, surely mockers surround me, and my eyes must gaze at their rebellion. Accept my pledge, put up security for me. Who else will be my sponsor? You have closed their minds to understanding, therefore you will not honor them. If a man denounces his friends for a price, the eyes of his children will fail. He has made me an object of scorn to the people. I have become a man people spit at. My eyes have grown dim from grief. My whole body has become but a shadow. The upright are appalled at this, and the innocent are roused against the godless. Yet the righteous person will hold to his way, and the one whose hands are clean will grow stronger. But come back and fly again, all of you. I will not find a wise man among you. My days have slipped by. My plans have been ruined, even the things dear to my heart. They turned night into day and made light seem near in the face of darkness. If I await Sheol as my home, spread out my bed in darkness and say to corruption, you are my father, and to the maggot, my mother or my sister, where then is my hope? Who can see any hope for me? Will it go down to the gates of Sheol, or will we descend together to the dust? His argument there is that in his grief and his despair, not only is he mocked at and spit at, and the words of his friends are no words of comfort at all, it feels as if God himself has turned against him. Chapter 18, Bildad the Shuhite, second speech. Then Bildad the Shuhite replied, how long until you stop talking? Show some sense and then we can talk. Why are we regarded as cattle, as stupid in your sight, you who tear yourself in anger? Should the earth be abandoned on your account, or a rock be removed from its place? Yes, the light of the wicked is extinguished. The flame of his fire does not glow. The light in his tent grows dark, and the lamp beside him is put out. His powerful stride is shortened, and his own schemes trip him up. For his own feet lead him into a net, and he strays into its mesh. The trap catches him by the heel. A noose seizes him. A rope lies hidden for him on the ground, and a snare waits for him along the path. Terrors frighten him on every side and harass him at every step. His strength is depleted. Disaster lies ready for him to stumble. Parts of his skin are eaten away. Death's firstborn consumes his limbs. He is ripped from the security of his tent and marched away to the king of terrors. Nothing he owned remains in his tent. Burning sulfur scattered over his home. His roots below dry up, and his branches above wither away. All memory of him perishes from the earth. He has no name anywhere. He is driven from light to darkness and chased from the inhabited world. He has no children or descendants among his people, no survivor where he used to live. Those in the west are appalled at his fate, while those in the east tremble in horror. Indeed, such is the dwelling of the unjust man, and this is the place of one who does not know God. It's the only thing Bildad is left out is to point at Job, poor, suffering Job. That's you, buddy. That's you. You miserable wretch. You unjust man. You horrible person. You have no descendants left. You are wicked and evil, and that is why this has happened to you. Here's the thing. What Bildad said, as a general principle, is true. It's true. If you can read Psalms and get the same kind of thing, and Ecclesiastes and get the same kind of thing. It's throughout the Bible. God is going to bring the wicked down, but not on our timetable, not on our schedule, not in the way we think. It's just that Bildad is so frozen. He simply cannot imagine. And there must be something wrong with Job that caused him to suffer like this. Job doesn't get it, and he's frustrated with God and to some degree angry with God. But Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, some ways they're worse off than Job, because they just want to slap a label. So easy to label people, isn't it? You sinner, you wretch. You deserve what's happened to you. You must be an awful sinner to suffer like this. I got a note the other day from someone, young man trying to figure out God's will. And nothing has worked out for him. He's a good, great, highly gifted young man. And he thought, if I go and sign up to do this, and God's going to open the door for me. But through a strange series of events that really he had no control over, or little control over, everything's turned upside down, and suddenly that way which he thought was the right way is closed to him. And it's almost like he's being pushed out the back of the plane. See ya. And where is God? Where is God? God's where he always is. He's on his throne. He's working out his plan. And in the darkness, in the deep, that is when we hear the voice of the Lord. Sometimes God has to bring us down low so we finally look up and see the Lord. God knows what he's doing, friends. God knows what he's doing. Even when at Job's situation, it makes no sense to him for one reason. It makes no sense to his friends for a completely different reason. There are going to be times in life when we can't see clearly what God is doing. The only question then is, will we still trust him? By God's grace, let us say we will. Lord, today, lead me where you want me to go. Put me where you want me to be. Use me in any way you want, and I will trust in you. With that positive hope, go out, friends, and have a great day. Tomorrow, Job 19, we are going to climb to the mountain peak. There's a mountain peak in Job that I guess is higher than anything else in the book. We're going to hit it. Job 19. I know that my Redeemer lives. Wow. After all this, Job's going to break through, but you got to come back tomorrow to see it. God bless, folks. Have a great day. See you back here tomorrow.